Ndisuvacho podcast happening right now. Ndiniwenyu Tinashe. This is where we talk and connect on the state of Zimbabwe and the Zimbabwe would like to see. Our motto is, if not us, then who? Episode 3's podcast today has got to do with elections. The 2018 elections are around the corner, and I'm not ashamed to say that the current leadership is not fit for purpose. All the while, the opposition are not showing any potential to provide meaningful solutions. Or let me say, I'm wary of their intentions. Allow me to quantify that for a moment. You have at least 3 major parties that have lined up to start putting in the work for our votes, be it through beatings, arrests, or things of that nature, to the tentative approach that we've heard so many times from our opposition, or from the opposition. You have the undisputed ZANU-PF that has been in power for 36 years, with a track record that if all was measured by time, our children would think this party must have been amazing, or mom and dad was simply just dumb because they didn't do anything to change things or lay a foundation for us. Then you have MDC and its many factions. It has fragmented so many times, what has become the trend is another part of the alphabet being tacked to the end of their party name. Then you have the recently formed ZPF, Zimbabwe People First Party, which comes as a result of the former vice president of ZANU-PF and our government being expelled and starting their own thing. You also have the likes of Viva Zimbabwe, led by a former ZANU-PF member, Muvambo, led by a former ZANU-PF member, and others that have been in the background working away at their strategy to take the reins and steer the ship in a different direction. Now, when you look at these options seriously, which would you say has a plan that will bring Zimbabwe out of its current mess? But before I get ahead of myself, I want to ask, what is the common denominator in most of the parties I mentioned? Yes, you guessed it, ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF has mastered the art of staying in power, whatever the cost. These dudes will hit you from all angles, but it seems really that their favorite weapon of choice is fear. They will beat you, kill you, or basically set an example of those who try step up to them. If they can't kill you, they'll force you out of the country. If they can't do that, they will taint your image, frustrate you, and arrest you for responding to the hurt that they inflict. Basically, the moment your voice gets loud around them is the moment your life or your loved ones' lives are at stake. This is the standard. We all know that. But how do we overcome this position? 3 words for you, citizens of Zimbabwe: unity, intelligence, focus. We have seen the power of unity. We have seen that through the This Flag movement. We have seen the power of one voice, and how it will take any contrary force as long as it is a people in agreement. ZANU-PF knows that, which is why they are freaked out and made direct threats to the founder of the This Flag movement, Pastor E. We've seen that. History has told us. We've seen that happen to Morgan Tsvangirai as well. Here's something to think about with regards to unity. One of the reasons why MDC failed to win the elections the last couple of times is because they failed to unite. They began cannibalizing each other as their popularity grew, which gave ZANU-PF the key to destroy them. So what did ZANU do? They made changes to the constitution, absorbed MDCT, the stronger one of the factions, and strangled their ability to build momentum. This was all done during that coalition government. Without a united perspective, ZANU will always prevail. They bank on it, and their track record speaks for itself. Intelligence. You and I have got to be smart about the current situation. Panoda kungwara panyaya iyi. 36 years is no joke for a party to run the show, and it's more than ample time to witness all sorts of attempts at toppling them. ZANU-PF is very much astute about this. The This Flag movement is an opportunity to systematically take back Zimbabwe in a way that they have never seen. ZANU-PF understands divide and conquer tactics by tackling one leader. This flag, on the other hand, offers the potential to have many leaders who are intelligent and can garner the support of the masses, but it requires intelligence. What does that look like? Take advantage of the influence the diaspora can pull, be it financially or strategically. Not banking on one person to lead the way, like we have grown accustomed to. Let me say this. Pastor Ivan sparked something in us that we should use as fuel to take our country back. He is a catalyst, and he has left us with the opportunity to rebuild. This is the perfect moment to segue into focus. ZANU-PF knows that we are easily distracted. We are fanatics for people who speak on our minds, but aren't willing to act on the inspiration we get from the ones who we follow or who actually speak out on our behalf. Tinongoti mfesi ningi ataura chokwadi. Then it's on to the next trend. If you and I want a change in politics, we have got to focus on the common denominator, ZANU-PF. That's our enemy. That's the enemy. It's important to not fall for the same tricks and distractions they have baited us with for so long. Where there is focus, there is fire. Think about the impact a magnifying glass has when it's used to focus the sun's rays. Without the focus of those rays, by magnifying them, you'll get a regular sunny day. We've got to focus on the main thing, keeping the main thing, and that's reviving Zimbabwe. Ndisuvacho, if not us, then who? The elections are coming, and your vote matters. Register to vote because everyone's say matters.